Hey, what's going on there, guys? I just wanted to cover this little conspiracy theory that's going around on the internet right now. September 23rd, 2017 is supposed to be a day of, well, the end of the world, I guess, according to some of these people. Simple search on YouTube. First off, I just heard about this on Facebook here a couple days ago, and I looked into it, and I thought, man, something always comes up every year or during certain events that tend to make people want to scare other people that may actually believe that the world could end. You know, even over my lifetime, I've seen quite a few events where these similar type scenarios played out and nothing happened on that day. So it's rather interesting to go over and just, listen to some of these videos and watch them and see their explanation as to why they think it's going to end. Just watching this one video right here. It's got 5,144 views on it, roughly making him probably about a couple $1,000s in revenue with YouTube just by making this video right here. And this thing was, plus he's asking for more money right here, donate, PayPal, blah blah blah. So a lot of I don't know if it's fear mongering, but many people believe there's signs and stuff like that in the heavens that point to certain events. And I'm kind of a skeptical believer in stuff like that. Just from my background and my thinking, I tend to believe in some of it, not all of it. And this right here is just not, I don't know, it just doesn't have me clicked in my head believing that this is going to happen. Now, these signs right here, the constellations, will line up on that day. And you'll have the moon down here underneath this lady's feet, and the Leo, the lion up here in the sun. So this is all going to line up, but this will be during the daytime, so you won't be able to see it, actually early morning. But they're claiming that the sun's going to get blacked out for 3 hours from planet X or Nibiru, which I've been hearing about for 15 years or more. It's supposedly some planet that is out there circling the sun, but on a wide scale. It doesn't come around too often, so these guys say. But the thing is, if this sun or this planet, whatever it is, planet X, were to be up in the sky, I think it would be visible. You know what I mean? Because it even during the night, just say it's on the sun side, we travel through the universe, or through the galaxy, that is, in our solar system, around the sun. So we should be able to see it at some point in time if it was there. Even if it was on the sun-facing side, just because of the rotation of the Earth around the solar systems. And I've never seen it. I think it would be all over mainstream media if it was up there. A simple search of Google, you type in 9/23/2017, pops up an enormous amount of fear porn, and a bunch of websites there. Not a big fan of the express.co.uk. They tend to stretch some truth out there, or stretch some untruth, I should say. But Fox News actually claimed an article on this, which really surprised me, because I'm a big Fox News fan, and normally they wouldn't put something out like that. But we'll go over this real quick here. I'm sure some of you guys have heard it, probably why you may be watching this video. For a simple search in YouTube could bring you to my video. So it says, a Christian numerologist claims the world will end Saturday when a planet will supposedly collide with Earth. You remember, guys, unless this planet is invisible, we should be able to see it. According to Christian numerologist David Meade, I think he's got something to do with telescopes. I recognize that name. Verses in Luke 21:25 to 26 are the sign that recent events, such as a recent solar eclipse, which I got to see and witness myself, pretty awesome, and Hurricane Harvey, okay, are signs of the apocalypse. Woo! So this is according to this guy, David Meade. Here's a couple of the verses here that he's basing this information off of. Verses read, "There will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. On the earth, nations will be in anguish and perplexity at the roaring and tossing of the sea." Now, I'm guessing that they're claiming Hurricane Harvey on that one. "People will faint from terror, apprehensive of what is coming on the world, for the heavenly bodies will be shaken." Men's hearts, number 26, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Okay. September 23rd is a date that was pinpointed using codes from the Bible, as well as a date marker in the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. I've never heard about that. I may have to look into that because I don't know if that's true or false there. Meade's views are not endorsed by the Roman Catholic, Protestant, or Eastern Orthodox branches of Christianity. Meade has built his theory on the so-called Planet X, which is also known as Nibiru, which he believes will pass Earth on September 23rd, causing volcanic eruptions, tsunamis, earthquakes. Wow. I guess I better call in sick that day and make sure I'm streaming live on YouTube, right? Yeah. NASA has repeatedly said Planet X is a hoax. Right down here. Planet X, a hoax. We always hear about this every couple years, guys. 2012, and other dates, that claim that the world was ending. So for a certain branch of evangelical Christianity, Revelation 1:12 describes the beginning of what is known as the rapture and the second coming of Christ. The passage reads, "And a great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars." Now you go back here to this constellation view right here. You can see the woman with the sun right here. This is actually during the daytime, but it's darkened to allow you to see the stars. You got the sliver of the moon down here by her feet, and Jupiter up. Where's Jupiter? Right there, I believe, in her belly. And these other stars, Mars, Venus, what do we got? Mars, Mercury, and another planet in there as well, making 12 stars total, including the constellation of Leo right there. So they're claiming 12 stars above her head in this picture. Back to the Fox News article. A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. She was pregnant and was crying out in birth pains and agony of giving birth. In the passage, the woman is Virgo. On September 23rd, both the sun and the moon will be in Virgo, as will the planet Jupiter. However, this occurrence happens naturally once every 12 years, guys. Right there, naturally. Once every 12 years. There is also a rare alignment known as the Lion of the tribe of Judah, which the conspiracy theorists are hanging their hats on, high and proud. According to the Express, there's that site, this guy wrote that the same planetary coincidence previously happened 4 times in the last millennium. As usual with any astrology, one cherry picks the stars that fit the desired conclusion, in this case the end of the world, and the start of one of those chapters there in Revelation. There is nothing to suggest that 23rd September is a momentous date for biblical prophecy, and Christians need to be careful about drawing into such sensationalism claims. You guys were wondering what that loud noise was? Oh my gosh. I have it's a NOS energy drink here, a tall can with the lid on it. It's a 24 ouncer, I think. And man, it just popped right next to my computer. So if you guys heard that, I apologize for that. But going on here, that was pretty much the end of the article, as far as Fox News article goes, and you can read all the comments. I I like reading them just for the heck of it. Saying that no one knows the end of the world or when it's going to happen. Only the Father in heaven knows that. But there's an article also here on Wikipedia, surprisingly. I'll include some of these links in this video. I'm just covering this just because it interests me, and a lot of people are interested in it, but I don't want people to be scared. My whole channel is about facts and not fear-mongering. It's something that I don't believe in. I just don't think fear-mongering should be allowed out there on the internet. I think it should be illegal, actually. But unfortunately, people tend to make a lot of money off of fear-mongering and clicks from people that, well, they want to see the video, but they may not know better if the information is accurate or factual or not. So that's kind of why I'm just covering this video a little bit, and just getting the word out that stuff like this does happen. Not the end of the world, but these alignments, they do happen. So from Wikipedia, the Revelation 12 sign is apocalyptic belief heralding that the time of Jacob's trouble, also known as the Tribulation Period, may begin on September 23rd, 2017. This theory, which has been promoted by a number of people and news organizations, proposes that a literal fulfillment of the prophecy made in the book of Revelation will occur on this date over Jerusalem. This passage of scripture in the New Testament metaphorically describes a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet and a crown of 12 stars on her head. Of course, we already read all this on the other article. And, this people have been saying this for a couple years here. Back in 2011, William Tapley's channel, Third Eagle Books, published the first video about the alignment entitled this thing, given the 2017 date of the sign and explaining how the planetary alignment that year matched the text of Revelation 12. Better than a 2011 alignments, which he said 3 earlier videos from the other people had mentioned. So, also, I didn't mention here that there's been 9 months where Jupiter, I guess, has been within her womb. Jupiter remains in Virgo for approximately 9 months from November 2016 to September 2017. As it travels back and forth there. Stating sign of pregnancy and a newborn baby. So a lot of this stuff is, I guess it's factual. The constellations and the alignments and stuff like that are factual. Obviously, there's stars up in the sky, but we've had stuff like this happen in the past, and it's not gonna end. I'm not gonna hold off on my car payment. Make it late just because I believe the world's gonna end. But I was just reading some articles here, or reading a little bit of this information. So these are the key 8 elements involved in the Revelation 12 sign. You got the constellation Virgo, which is where planet Jupiter is bouncing back and forth in her stomach, supposedly, in the sky. You got the sun. You got the moon involved with her feet down here as a crescent. The sun will be up above her head, or clothed actually just over here to her left shoulder. The constellation Leo, which will be above her head, and these other 4 planets or stars completing the number 12. 12 stars, that is, above her head. So anyway, it's pretty it's interesting because I'm a big astronomy buff. I like astronomy, weather, and everything like that. But as we've seen in the past, a lot of people fearmonger. There's her head, on her head, a crown of 12 stars. That includes the stars from the constellation Leo and these 4 planets, ultimately adding up to 12 stars above her head. So yeah, just all you guys got to do is type in 9/23/2017, and I bet you guys would be surprised at what you see. A lot of scary images, Also, a lot of informative images as well. Here in this one, it says once in 7,000 years, guys. Really? I don't think so. Okay, now this might be a fear-mongering site. Yeah, here's all the stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, blah, blah, blah. Above her head, you got the sun over here. That's going to light her up, her clothes. The moon down there at her feet. Jupiter right there off the left side of her, not in her stomach. I guess it could be, huh? If they're claiming from these lines. And then you got these bounces, back and forth bounces from Jupiter down there in her stomach. Yeah, I don't know, folks. This is kind of pretty crazy. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens. You know, I'm not going to stay home from work and jump on the live stream. You know what? I'll probably just kick up the live stream here on that day, just in case, unless some other major earthquakes occur. But for the most part, I cover earthquakes and weather. But this here is rather interesting because I see a lot of people out there trying to find the truth out there. The thing is, guys, you just can't follow every video or believe every video that you see out there on YouTube. If you did, that'd be a scary thing. You know, as far as planet Nibiru goes, I don't believe there is one. If it is, it's still way out there in the galaxy to where we can't see it yet. So anyway, if you have any questions or information, comment below. I'm kind of curious to see what your insights and thoughts are on this specific subject called, well, the rapture or whatever, or the end of the world on September 23rd, 2017. I don't know. What will you be doing that day? Will you be up all that night worrying about what's going on, or will you just sleep peacefully? You know, so either way, I kind of want to hear what you guys have to say about this. So, all right, guys, don't worry. Everything is going to be okay. It's not going to be the end of the world. At least that I'm 100% positive of it. But it is interesting to watch. The constellations line up. There's a little bit of secrets behind that, but as far as the end of the world goes, I doubt it. All right, see ya.